Oh yeah, I have to connect to a different router.
We are live. Look at that. Hey guys.
What up?
Oh wait, I'm not even on the comments here. I was looking at something else.
I'm not even connected to the internet, man. I'm way behind. There we
I
go.
like UK. Greetings from the UK.
The Hyven.
Yeah, what I like UK. I like it. UK said. Yeah, ditto. Yeah, just only one person speaks for y'all, eh? Steve. Hey, buddy. Hello from Cologne. Cold and raining here in Canada as well.
Yeah, this week sucked.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold and nasty and. Bleh.
Hey, but
I just got back from a photo shoot where I got headshots done with a buddy of mine, Sean Sisk. Who's
big buddy, big chummy guy, Sean Sisk. Yeah,
he is one of the premier, if not the premier, photographer.
photoer.
Why I went with a photoer. I like photoer in the Ottawa region. Probably, yeah. I like it. Says you're a little hot.
Yeah, well, you can do something about that, can't you?
I don't know. Can I actually turn you down? Let me check.
I got StreamYard on a different computer, so I can't really do a lot about that right now, sadly. Actually, well, hang on. Whoa, hang on.
Oh, yeah, that worked.
How about now?
Wow. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
It's the Streamer X. You know, there's this thing they have on the interface that's really cool. It's called a gain knob.
Gain knobs are awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Take note, Zoom.
I still haven't got my H6, and I think it's because of the live stream.
We're not that mean now. We were mean at one point. We were pretty
I'm
shitty.
I'm pretty sure they've watched a couple of the live streams and went, "Fuck that guy," because he told me, we got the H6 Studio. We'll lend it to you when the next shipment comes through, and it's gonna be in like a week and nothing. So we'll see. We're gonna be giving them glowing reviews in this one. So. Greetings from Bergen, Norway, where men are men and sheep are bad.
Bad.
Dick Ginkowski. That's it.
I
You're
am
from Norway. Cool.
Oh.
I didn't know that, Dick.
Nordvag. I gotta get my exposure up. I am still really dark.
Yeah, you are pretty dark. You know, man, you were kind of moody. You wanted to be moody. That's okay.
Want to be moody and broody, dude.
You got to get the cell phone, the app that lets you. Oh, I went darker.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching.
Should get the cell phone app that lets you do it in the app.
Oh, also, I'm at F5. What the fuck, dude? Jesus. I'm like, why am I at ISO 800? This makes no sense. There we go. There we go. And I was wondering, I'm like, I can see more of my screen behind me than I want to. And I'm like, why is that? And then I'm like, oh, yeah, if you're at F5. Fun fact, kids. Now, am I in focus or no?
Oh, yeah, you're in focus.
Okay,
nice
sweet.
and sharp.
Sure.
My favorite tech, 3625. Yo, how's it going, guys? Or fella or person?
See, this is the problem when, like, I don't know, I was taking pictures of the moon like a hipster a couple weeks ago, so I had a different lens on this camera and all this. It normally is just kind of mostly the live stream camera, so I'm just used to turning it on and good to go, but noob.
Yeah, you've been messing with things, man.
Yeah, well, I'm a manual shooter. What can I say? That could be something else. I'm sorry.
Photo Elite, how's it going, buddy? Haven't seen you.
In other
I don't
news.
think I've seen you in a while. Yeah, so I today was just nuts. Did a photo shoot. I got all the branding stuff that's coming around. I went, buddy of mine for K6 Media is redoing the logo. And there's talks about a new studio. Dylan, are you looking forward to this? Are you looking forward to this? Possibly a live stream where we're both together.
Yeah, that'd be easy. It's certainly
It would
easier.
be so much nicer, wouldn't it? Like just sit down and go.
Somebody's saying I'm still louder than you.
Are you still louder than me?
By a good amount, quote unquote.
Oh,
The photo.
you can turn yourself down a little bit. I could also turn myself up. Is Dylan difficult loud? Because I can just gain up the mic.
All right.
Because I've got to. No, I'm showing that I'm in the yellow here with my gain. So
You're good. We get a gainy.
Okay,
Can you see what I'm looking like?
Yeah. You look good, man.
I'm looking. No, not visually, but like my meters.
Yeah, so Dylan's down a little bit more. I can't go up. I actually have my gain. I'm in the yellow.
He's
My gain
pinned.
is-
Yeah, he's
Yep.
pinned.
Beresford said, I guess you could say Dylan is in a dark corner of his studio. My happy Friday. You as well,
Keek.
Kukwa. Aid, you need to come up a little. Yeah, I can't. It's going. Been busy with life. Yeah, no, I hear that.
Yeah.
How you guys getting Stream Deck with XRL adapter? XLR adapter, I'm guessing. How are you guys? I'm getting Stream Deck with XLR adapter. There it is. Okay, I figured it out. Cool.
Nice.
Stream Deck with the XLR is actually a decent little unit. Yeah, it didn't work very well with Mac, but I think they fixed that. So, decent. That was King Paco, by the way. How's it going?
Paco!
Nice, but no alcohol. Damn. That's better balance right now. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it looks like I've got some creatives. Did the photo shoot. I got some new photos coming out over the next couple weeks, probably by Monday. And I'll probably filter some of them out and see what people think. But I'm going to be teaming up with some creative folk, and we're going to be getting our own studio. And yeah, so it's going to be kind of a collaborative thing. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and the build process is going to have to be documented, obviously.
Right.
But my volume is quite low. I don't know how that's possible.
Your level? Because I was going to say, I'm like, my gain is...
Kyle might have just started. Hi, Kyle the Celt. If you just started the live stream, we have leveled things out. If anyone else can tell me whether or not the levels are decent, I don't know why it would be. Like, again, I can share my screen, but I'm not pinned.
Am I echoing, or can you hear like HDMI audio? I didn't check.
No, I cannot.
Okay,
I would have told you about that. Don't worry.
I know you.
I'll give myself a little bit more here. I'm gonna go up to 40 dB.
Whoa.
I'm on an MKH 416 here.
Damn, I'm getting blasted now. Holy shit.
Are you?
Not like uncomfortably so, just like, wow, there he is.
I'm a little low, saying, okay, yeah, I'm definitely in the yellow now. So, but yeah, so by February, it looks like we're gonna end up having new Dark Corner studios to play with, which is going to mean that these Friday lives should be in person between Dylan and I. And I have a lot of really fun stuff planned for a new studio. Getting out of my basement, I couldn't get out of here fast enough. The amount of money I spend monthly on an office in Ontario so I can have taxes in Ontario, as well as storage for all the bloody gear that I have, I'm probably going to save money having a studio. So, King Paco, yes, I'm having a wonderful Friday. Dylan, I think, is having a tough week. So.
Yeah, I know. I was sick over the weekend, and then kind of been getting over that all week. So that's just been a pain in my butt. Kind of poop weather-wise week too. So that always just makes anything just more annoying to do. It's also been a very busy work week. I've done a ton of IDIs this week. We got a bunch of stuff like DV design validation things. Man, the acronyms. Okay, you think that like from a consumer standpoint, the acronyms are bad. Like in the actual like manufacturing process, holy acronyms. Yeah. Anyway, it's been a busy week. Did a lot of DSP kind of parameter stuff last weekend. Did a lot of listening. Put a bunch of program material through some effects and figured out some parameters for a new product. So I can't really talk about it just yet, but on a new product that is going to come out from Mackie, I'm going to be able to say, hey, I set the parameters on there. So if you think that's a really shitty large room reverb, that's on me. Okay? That's on me. So yeah, blame me.
You know what I'm super excited about? I'm super excited for the fact that I'm going to be able to sit down to do a review on this. Mm. And I'm also going to have you there to walk me through and to kind of talk about this very stuff that you helped develop. That I'm very excited for.
And like, it's going to be one of those things when people finally find out what it is. They're going to be like, oh, really? Just that? But it's like, because you know what it
Sell
is.
it, Dylan. Come
You know,
on.
no, but like it's not like it's an underwhelming product from a consumer standpoint, but like it's a product that sells very well.
Yeah, it's
And like it's like a $20 million product, and it's a product that has had a lot of little things just in the config in the design of it electrically and whatnot that have been a little jank. And so we're fixing a lot of those. And like these are issues that have plagued equipment of this type from them for years, like for decades. And we're kind of saying, no, yeah, we're gonna set this right. We're gonna fix this. And so well, we're supposed to like be in almost a manufacturing stage with it, and we've just gone and we've just revised the block diagrams. Like we're going all the way back. Like we're adding buttons to it now. And like we
that's
just
fun.
yeah.
Again,
but it's all good. It's all to make it better. It's gonna be there's some stuff about it that's gonna be like, why is that in there? But it's gonna be a good upgrade from the existing stuff, right? I have to be super vague. People's jobs, guys. Like I can't.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
really.
don't worry.
Yeah.
This was one of the agreements that we had when you came back was you get to give as much as you feel like you can give, and that is all. No one will ask.
Oh yeah, and when the time comes, like shit, we'll talk about it. Like jump on the live, ask questions about the product. I'm happy to. Like if you're like why
wait.
Yeah, like why is that button there? Why is that knob there? Well, I'll tell you exactly. Like all of this stuff, right? It's gonna be fun.
Quasi Adil, I think that is. It's small lettering. It's really hard to see on this screen, but says, does the Streamer X work with Riverside in outputting 4K? Yes. Basically, as long as the platform can take 4K, Streamer X outputs 4K. So you should have no issues there. Unless there's a problem with the platform. Like I'm on StreamYard, and you have to pay extra for 4K. This is all 1080, so I don't know.
They should have like a stereo version of the Streamer X with like 2 mic ins, and they could call it the Streamer XY. I'm a nerd.
You should pitch that idea. I think,
dude, you would be surprised sometimes how product names come about. It is funny. Sometimes somebody will just almost literally fart one out, and you're like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Kevin from accounting, thank you very much. CD Len Expanol by Lenian Molina. Holy crap, I'm sorry I destroyed that name. It's not only am I having a hard time
I thought you were having a seizure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
I kind of did actually. It was right in the middle of that. I was waiting for your Zoom PodTrak P4 Next review. I have to pre-order it. I'm just going to call you CD. Because of like I was expecting to get the Zoom H6 Studio. I don't know if it's coming. I'm not going to be calling to like bug them anymore. They haven't offered it up, so I'm going to buy it, which means I'm in the pre-order lineup for that. So as soon as I get it, the review's going to be done. I was actually surprised because usually what happens with a lot of this stuff, and Audio-Technica is the other one, we'll talk about that in a second. Usually what happens with these releases is a company comes to me about a month prior to the release and says, hey, we got this product coming up. Would you like to take a look at it and have a review ready for day one? Usually that review is ready for either the announcement or the review is for the actual release date. Well, I prefer the announcement ones because then you can get like, here, let's build some momentum on the product if it's a good product. And companies send this to you thinking like they're standing behind their product. They're not asking for anything specific. There are 2 companies specifically that don't send me stuff. There's about 3. Shure, Audio-Technica, and Zoom. So they didn't even tell me. I ended up hearing from one of my viewers that I've had some interactions with since the original H4E was released or H6E was released. And he's the one that emailed me and said, dude, did you see the P4 Next? And I had to jump online and find it. So it's coming unless Zoom does a turnabout and says, hey, here's your unit to do a review on. It's going to have to, I'll probably be getting it around the same time that everyone else is, if not a little later, because I'm in Canada. So,
yeah, in Canada.
Don Bullock, new studio sounds exciting. I can't I can't even express how excited.
Just to have somewhere to put shit.
Just literally just somewhere to put shit. Like this studio flooded. God, it's been almost a year maybe. And I still haven't redone the flooring in here because in order to redo the flooring, I've got to take everything out, and I work in here. So it's not exactly easy to do. And I've been planning it, but then I kind of got it in my head where I'm going to get my own studio. So I'm just not doing the flooring. So, and I've got all this stuff in storage that I'm paying a lot of money. And I still have a studio full of shit. I don't know how I got so much shit, Dylan. So yeah,
telling me, I am in the only place in this room right now that you can actually see the floor.
Dude,
it's just where my feet are, basically.
We're gonna have locked storage. So, oh, isn't that a nice guitar?
Pretty.
It's you and I will have plenty of room for storage in this new studio. So don't you worry. TLM 102 or 103 for singing.
There's some stuff in here that's like, I don't know. People are like, oh, you're like a mad scientist. You're working on so many things. I'm like, none of this stuff is being worked on. This is stuff that does not have a happy home. There's a lot of stuff in here that, and I've slowly started the process of like refining the storage setup a little bit, but it involves buying bins, and I don't know. I bought 13, and that set me back like $200, and so I'm like, I'm gonna wait a little bit. Do this in phases.
Yeah, TLM 102 or 103 for singing doesn't really matter. I know a lot of people like the TLM 103, but
they're both good mics, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you're on a budget, get a 102. If you're not on a budget, get a 103. Yeah.
I mean, if you can do like a 30-day return, wow. Yeah, I would. Yeah, if you can do a 30-day return and you got a credit card with the limit, I would buy both of them and then just see which one you like the sound of and then send the one you don't like back.
I always say that, and every time I say it, people are like, I can't afford that.
No, and that's why I say like if you've got a ridiculous credit card, you can do it. But most people don't have like $3,500 to just
Streamer X can do 4K 30 capture. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, it was the mainstream by Mackie that only did 1080. The Photo Elite says, you want to trade, Dylan? It's been pissing rain here for a while, and I have to stand outside in this stupid weather telling idiots that no, you cannot squeeze by the 20-ton steamroller. When it comes to stuff like that, I say let them learn their own lesson.
Oh yeah, no, and yeah, I wouldn't take that in a million years. Like I'm happy to be in my squirrel cave all day, just poking at buttons. That's a good day.
Did you do anything about Wavelength 3.0? I think I did 2.0. I don't think I did 3.0. And Steve says, Dylan, the engineering team will hate you now until it sells well. Then they will love you.
Well, and it's not even that they will love me. It's that the leadership will love me, and then the leadership will ease up on stuff. And the reality is, a lot of the things that are happening are things that they're not being asked for per se by me, but I'm the one that gets to figure out how to make it sound good, I guess. Like how to actually implement it. Like they're the one that says, hey, take the DSP from that crazy high-end product and port it over to that product. And then we're like, well, that product, the DSP in that product has 20 fucking parameters. The product we're trying to move it onto has a much smaller number. What do we do? And they're like, well, you got to figure out which one. I'm like, all right, man, I am so down for this. I am so down for this. So yeah, I was in it mostly an entire weekend sitting there doing a 12-page report just full of numbers, just parameters, decay times on reverbs, and HF damping points, and modulation rates, and I don't know, it's fun.
That sounds like your fun time and my hell.
But imagine sitting just messing around with plugins all day trying to make them sound good, and then just
absolutely
recording the numbers, like, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And then just writing
Catastrophe wants to know, do you think a Steinberg IX012 audio interface is worth $70? I don't know what the IX012 is. $70 for any interface is super cheap, and if it's a relatively recent interface, $70 is about the least you kind of want to spend. So probably not a bad deal. Quasi Deal says Streamer XY sounds cool, but if Streamer X had 2 XLR outputs, that would have been great. Yeah, I think I'm really curious to see what the next generation of all this stuff is going to be, because I feel like, and I don't know anything about what's coming and I do actually have to stress that because of relationships and all that. I have no clue what's coming, but I do feel like the next generation of a lot of stuff is going to be a lot of fun to play with. But I don't know. I've never seen any of this stuff. I don't even know. Dylan probably knows way more, and I'm just gonna move on so he doesn't like burst like a bubble. So
Yep.
dig the new specs, Aiden. They fit you. The round frame suits you better than the square ones. Photo Elite. Thanks, man. It's funny because I prefer the rectangle ones, or at least I did. And when I was getting the glasses, I was getting them at this boutique glass shop, and the owner is really wicked guy. But you could tell, like, dude knows shapes, dude knows faces. He knows like fitting shapes onto faces. And
Well,
at
yeah,
first
the rule of thumb is contrast. So if you've got a blocky head, like you kind of got a bit of a blocky head, and so if you've got like if you've got an angular face, you go for round frames. If you've got a round face, you go for more angular.
But here's the problem: I spent years with a round face because I got fat. So the rectangular glasses were great. And
I think the beard though gives you a bit of a cleaner line here. Like than if you were to just have your chin. I think if it were just your chin, you would look round. But it's that sort of floor that you have because of the beard that makes it look a little bit more square.
He showed it to me and I was like, nah. And then when I came back with the wife and the wife was like, no, those look good. I'm like, all right. And it took me about a week to get used to them. And now I actually do prefer them.
Nice.
Wishes music late to the party. That's okay. We have a dunce hat. You get to sit in the corner. The Cross You Out podcast. That's kind of a cool name. Now, I see you can put your phone to it for the audio, but can you hook up your camera for the audio?
Yeah.
Phone to it for the audio? Is that the Streamer X?
Yeah. We've actually run into that as a problem a few times. Yes, it will. HDMI audio in is one of the sources.
Dink or Dick Ginkowski every time. Dick Dink Ginkowski. There's too many ICKs in there.
Thup Sump Go.
Or Thup Sump Go. New specs are okay, but the old ones had more cool. It's fascinating because, like, I just went to the photo shoot and everybody there was like, oh my God. And they were focused so much on getting the glasses to come out. It's very much a 6 of one, half dozen the other for a lot of people. So I don't know. I prefer them. I also got these for brand and for a brand refresh. So, I mean, for me, I had to buy in and I had to really like go all in on them. But I do have another pair of glasses that you've probably seen in the videos, other videos. I think I have a video coming out Monday where I'm wearing the more rectangular, and they're much like my old pair of glasses. So I have best of both worlds. A Streamer X with dual XLR and 4K 60. That would be fantastic. I'm not so sure. I don't know. There has been no indication from any of the products that have come from Rode that the Streamer or the X is going to, like, that branding is going to exist. I don't know. I personally don't think it will. Again, this is with no knowledge on the situation, because if I had knowledge on it, I wouldn't be able to say anything. But I don't know if that branding is going to stick. And that's just because, like, from the Rodecaster video when it came out, it kind of put the Streamer X branding to bed, I think. But whether or not we get a dual XLR and 4K 60 would be amazing, whatever branding it's under. Catastrophe, review the Shure MVX2U, man. It's such a unique product. That's I got something set up here. MVX2U. That's the XLR to USB, right? It's just a digital interface. I thought about it. I saw Bandrew's review on it. It's interesting. I struggled with the amount of money it cost versus what I'm going to get out of it. And I kind of sided with, we'll see. But this is the one that, Dylan, this is the P4 Next.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see that on screen. $179 US.
Just waiting for it to show up.
This is the new. This is the new P4. I like their upgrade on this, like visually. I think
it's
this
clean.
I think this is a way nicer version of what the P4 was. The P4 was good for 2020. Still a fantastic interface. I'm curious to see if they upgraded the preamps in this. Not that the preamps needed to be upgraded from the original P4 because it was what it was and it was super cheap. This one's cheaper though, I think, than the P4. So I don't know.
I don't know why, but the lines of it feel too soft to me for some reason.
Yeah, it's very. It looks toyish, but so did the original P4.
And I don't know why, because the little radius on the corners isn't that crazy. And like, I think it's hard to judge the depth of the faceplate. I think that's part of the problem. I can't tell, what the contour is like, but it looks like a cool.
What gets me is I think they made a smaller screen for this. It almost looks smaller.
It's
right in the middle. It's really hard to see here.
Yeah, we know those knobs aren't going to be crazy big, so that's a good,
Yeah, but that screen looks smaller than it was on the P4.
Yeah, well, that screen, like, it looks like it's the size of one of the knobs, basically, which is really small. That's like an inch by an inch, probably.
Really small, and I didn't think Zoom could do that. I didn't think they were planning on doing that, but I mean, it's if you don't need much on the screen, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need a massive touch screen for just scrolling through menus. I'm very, very excited to get hands-on with this. That's going to be hopefully in the very near future, but everything's still on pre-order, as you can see here. So that's going to be the next big thing. I don't know about the Shure MVX2U. If I get enough interest, I will, but it's literally just an XLR plug and a USB out. I don't know. I'll see. Yeah, the beard frames you nicely. I'm semi-listening while working. That's okay, Photo Elite. All good. The Cross You Out podcast. It's so hard to see on this screen. For Zoom PodTrak P4. The Cross You Out pod. Oh, it was referencing. Oh my God, I've got to go back in the comments. You put your phone to. Oh, you can put your phone to it for the audio, but can you hook up your camera for the audio to the Zoom PodTrak P4? The original P4, if you have an audio out on your camera, like a headphone jack, you can actually, even with the original P4. So it wouldn't be a problem, but you have to have the audio out in the camera. It depends on the camera you're using. So, Dink Ginkowski. God damn it, that Dick Ginkowski. What the fuck is with
It's the G. Like, so I know, I'm sure you probably learned this in school too, but like when we read fast, we read like the first letter, the last letter, and the length of the word. And so I feel like looking at that, and then you see the G there, and it kind of trips you up in your head. And you're like, Dick Ginkowski. Yeah, that's it.
I've been talking to Dick for some time. Like, he's been commenting on videos.
Oh, well, then you have no excuse. What the fuck's wrong with you?
None. I have zero excuse. I don't know what's going on. This is literally thub go all over again.
Go.
Real question, which one does she like? She actually likes these ones. She's a big fan of these. Seems like there's no longer a switch for 48 volts, TRRS, USB, etc. per channel as on the current P4. Oh, no. No longer a switch for... Oh, so it would be through the menus. I'm guessing that you'd turn on 48 volts, which I'm fine with. Having an actual switch is just a point of failure. As far as I'm concerned, like 48 volt switches aren't that necessary. Like on the Rodecaster video, and it catches me every time, you've got to go into the menus and turn 48 volts on, which I'm fine with. But not having TRRS, that's a big strikeout for me. USB as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see this. That's a bit of a weird one. I guess the P4 Next isn't supposed to replace the original P4. Oh, the big update. This is Liberty dude. How's it going, brother? I think with the P4 Next, it's now 24-bit 48 hertz and has onboard compression. Screw onboard compression. 24-bit 48 hertz. 48 kilohertz. That is big.
All kilohertz. No.
What's that?
I said all kilohertz. No. Dumb. Yeah. No, that's cool shit.
Yeah, well, it's 1644.1 on the P4.
So onboard compression, what kind of compression? Does
Yeah.
anybody know? Like not in a low quality or like, but what do they let you control? I wonder. Is it a one knob compressor? Is it like, do they give you attack? They give you like threshold and ratio, but no attack and release. Like, I'm curious what on a product like that, you don't want the user to have maximum control of that because they're going to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Compressors are like you can. I know guys that are 30 years into their career and are still learning how to use a compressor properly.
Really?
You know, and
What career? Like truck driver?
no, no, man. Like there, it is an art using a tool. Well, it's no different than
yeah.
EQing. You know, it's using an EQ. You could write a book on how to EQ something. You could write a book on how to compress a source in different ways.
If you guys ever, by the way, and I rarely ever shout out other channels for this stuff, but there's a guy named Joe. He does all the PreSonus stuff. I think it's Joe. I'll link his channel if I can find it. He does some great tutorials on EQing guitars, voice, all that stuff. I don't ever know if I'm going to get into it. Well, maybe once Dylan's really working with the channel, I'll make Dylan make some videos on EQing and stuff like that. But yeah, there's some great content out there from PreSonus on EQing and compression and all that. Now, this is Galps. How's it going? I don't know if you've been here before. Cheers if you haven't. Welcome to the channel. Do you guys know if Zoom is working on 32-bit mixers like the L8 or L20?
So I just want to clarify. So when you say 32-bit mixers, do you mean mixers with 32-bit recording on board and 32-bit?
Yeah.
Because a mixer, I'm assuming that's what you mean. Because 32-bit. 32-bit is a recording format. So you can't really just have audio in 32-bit.
Well, you can have preamps set up to be able to handle 32-bit float.
Yeah, but preamps don't. Bits are not a component of preamps. Preamps
No.
are completely analog circuitry. So
Yeah, but the preamps being set up in a way to deliver quote unquote 32-bit float.
yeah, like the stuff after the
Yes.
preamps,
Yes.
the way it's like divided up into gain stages and stuff. That part, has to be calibrated. But the preamp itself, I mean, you just need a preamp with a lot of signal to noise ratio.
Yes. So what I will say is almost everything that most companies are working on right now has a 32-bit float. Has 32-bit float in mind. It's becoming the new.
Well,
the new
especially for onboard recording specifically,
Yes.
because onboard recording on devices like mixers or like interfaces like this, you don't want to. You're doing other things. You don't want to be riding the recording level for everything. So it's nice to have a little bit of extra room there, and that way you can just focus on like your preamps or whatever, and just making sure you don't clip those. But at least even if you do clip those, at least it's not going to sound as terrible as all ones in the digital world.
Yeah, and like get ready for it, guys. But like having your gain AI controlled is in the very near future.
Oh, it's already happening.
Yeah,
It's already
having
happening.
your EQ controlled by AI is in the very near future. Your compression, all of that stuff. So yes, I think that all companies are looking at 32-bit float. 32-bit float is a storage container. That's basically the best way to look at it, and it's set up in a way with preamps set up in a specific way and an algorithm between the two. Anyways,
It uses a multiplication factor to kind of
Yes.
artificially increase your digital headroom. So, all ones across the board is now significantly higher than 0 dBFS, which otherwise would be you cannot go harder than that.
yeah. Jerker. Oh yeah, weekly tradition. Hey guys, unfortunately I'm preoccupied this week, but wanted to keep up with the tradition. You're welcome, Jerker. I'm sad last week got canceled. I was on a long trip to Germany and would have loved to along the ride.
That was
Sorry,
my fault.
Yeah, that was Dylan's fault. I blame Dylan.
Yep.
He was having a rough Friday, and
Oh man, I had just done like 6 pages of work, and as it was I had just lost those 6 pages that I had spent like all day working on. And so I was like, I need a drink.
Well, you know when your buddy calls you up and you just hear it in their voice, and I heard Dylan. I'm like, dude, do you want me to call the Friday Live? And Dylan's like,
Oh yeah, You called me, and I just immediately just started riffing like this fucking thing,
But I heard it in your voice, and I'm like, do you want me to cancel? Because it sounds like you're having a rough time. So yeah, I mean, shit happens. We all have bad Fridays.
Well, and also again, like I had to. This is stuff that I had to get done by Monday morning, and I'm like, I don't want to work all weekend on this, so I gotta get back where I was at least.
Don't you think Focusrite is scamming people by mentioning on their Scarlett 4th Gen page that it has 69 dB of gain, but the Solo 4th Gen have 58 dB? I mean, kinda, as long as if they're not actually announcing it with the Solo, yeah.
I wanna call something out actually on gain that we were just talking about this week.
Okay,
so
cool.
In spec sheets, keep an eye out for this, guys, because this is one area that companies will try to fuck you. So on a spec sheet, if you see gain on like a mic preamp of a product, like an interface, if you see gain and then you see gain range,
yes,
those are different things. So gain
100%.
Gain is the honest thing. That tells you, hey, this is how much from no amplification at all, how many dB I can give you. But gain range, there are products, I think there's a few Behringer ones, for example, that will say 80 dB of gain range. And so the thing about that is they might have like a 30 dB pad kind of bait. So it's actually negative 30 to plus 50 dB of gain.
Yes.
So it only has 50, but they will say gain range because that knob sweeps, there's 80 decibels, but there's a big kind of pad component. So watch out for that.
They've been doing that for years, but usually you'll see in the gain range, it'll say neg something to plus something.
Well, but sometimes it'll just say literally like the difference between the two values, like 80.
Yeah.
But if you're kind of just skimming through, like I've seen some really shitty products that I'm like, wow, and then you see, the caveat, I'm like, I see what you did there.
Just a catastrophe. I will say it across the board, like just going by the spec sheet on anything, you're never going to be able to make a decent decision. A lot of it, yes, I mean, BSing about the Solo only having 58 dB, it's because it probably has shittier preamps on it that for whatever reason they didn't want to put on the Solo. I don't remember that though. I'm gonna have to actually look into that. I haven't actually sat down with the 4th Gen Solo, and I should. But yeah, that is a bit shitty behavior.
You are right though. I mean, you can't. I think a spec sheet should be a factor that should be part of the validation of your purchase, right? But I don't think that it should be the sole thing. And I just had a conversation with some DSP guys yesterday about this, and that is, everything about this is perceptual. Like the spec sheets give you numbers, and numbers are good for certain tasks, and certain specific applications. But by and large, if you were creating any kind of content, it's all perceptual, for the most part. And numbers can't really do a lot we just ran into this because we're trying to figure out, like, we have a mode on a loudspeaker product, and we're like, does it make sense to have that? Like, what else can we do to make that mode sound better? And so we came up with the idea, well, let's actually take it out in the field and use it in the situation that the button is for, and we'll just tweak it with the digital EQ until it sounds good to our ears, and then we'll tell the DSP guys to just print that in the product, because it's all perceptual. You could sit there and go, oh yeah, give it a 3 dB boost, a shelf starting at 3K up to 30K. That's a nice, but it's like, you have no evidence that would sound good to anybody.
This LCT 240, this is a good example. This is a microphone. I actually really like this mic. It's basically a P120, but it's the Lewitt version of the P120. It's got a 2/3 of a large diaphragm condenser, so it's not a true small diaphragm condenser, but it's also not a large diaphragm condenser, and it has high noise like the P120. Because I don't know what it is about these these with the smaller capsules. Small diaphragm condensers tend to have higher noise. I'm not exactly sure why. Dylan could probably answer that. Why does this small diaphragm condenser have high noise? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I do not.
Okay.
I don't think I've always observed that. To be honest, like I
Yeah,
know,
like pencil mics tend to have higher EINs. They just do. I don't know why. And same thing with like, these are quote unquote small diaphragm microphones. We should actually ask an engineer one day. And the LCT 240 Pro has a higher EIN than the 440 Pure. And somebody was in the comments saying, oh, that's garbage because the EIN is so high. And I'm like, have you ever used a pencil microphone? The EIN of a microphone doesn't make it shit. There's a lot of really good microphones that have high noise floor. Any tube microphone you ever use has noise. Like it's not the spec. Specs are only going to tell you so much. The Movie Thieves asks, in your post you said, I swear to dog. Was that intentional? Yes, it was. I don't say I swear to God. I don't know why, but I've always said I swear to dog. And every once in a while it comes out in print, I guess. We already have a live...
I've literally never heard you say that. That's funny.
You know, I don't think people register it when I say it. So, replacing so many humans with AI, how is this legal? Okay, so the Movie Thieves, a lot of people, oh shit, I just saw Liberty Dude. Okay, sorry, cheers to the Dylan, regularly save your work.
Thanks, Liberty Dude. Yeah. Well, so, no, what happened, like, in a nutshell, is I saved it on the computer, closed it on the computer, opened it on my iPad. My iPad didn't have a chance to sync, so it had an old, and then, so I closed it on my iPad, that triggered an autosave, and then it overwrote the version on my computer that, it was a cloud sync issue, which, you know, and this is why there's things I love the cloud for, but then there's things that make me nervous like that, right? Yeah. That didn't happen with thumb drives, you know?
So thank you very much for the super chat.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I really appreciate that, and good to see you, brother. The Movie Thieves, replacing many humans with AI, how is this legal? This is, I understand the sentiment of that statement. Like, it sucks because jobs get taken away, all this stuff.
It's also not going anywhere.
No, and
that's just the reality of it, sadly.
And this is every generation. If you think back to the printing press, it put so many people out of work. Scribes were unnecessary after the printer press.
The fucking pipe organ. The pipe organ was literally invented as a cost-effective, believe it or not, a cost-effective alternative to an orchestra. Yeah. Because you could have one person controlling all of this sound instead of having a room of 90 people. And it's funny because that, and then you look at like the drawbar organ was like a cost-effective one of the pipe organ, and then the synthesizer essentially was a more like, I don't know, it's a funny lineage of that stuff. But there's always humming and hawing with new tech. I will say, like this week, a great example, having done 3 in-depth interviews, an hour long each. You know, Teams farts out a transcript, and it's got tons of false starts and double words and dumb shit. I just took that, threw it in a GPT. I was like, hey, tidy this up and give me a summary. And yeah, I had to tweak a few things, but I'm like, in 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds. I'm like, you just went through an hour of material and summarized it in a really, and then it's like, do you want a 1-page PDF kind of formatted document? Why, yes, I do. That would be fantastic.
And for anybody that's like the fake outrage over people that use AI and
so like I don't believe in AI replacing artists. That is what I'm going to like AI for doing dumb shit like this, or even like my partner showed me like videos last year that were like this antique shop that was doing these like 30-second jingles on Instagram for like just dumb shit they sold in their store. And I'm like, see that I am so happy a person did not have to waste their time making that. You know, like honestly, having been someone that's done jingles, I'm like, man, if I could have just typed in a prompt and not have to waste like genuine talent on shit like that.
Well, it's in every art space though. AI is being used. My buddy who does graphic design, K6 Media, I've mentioned him a few times. We started working on my logo. 90% of a lot of his quote unquote art research. So whenever you're starting a new product, you try to find different things. It's now just AI. Yep. And it's made it doesn't impact his art. It's not part of his art. It's part of his research for his art. It's trying to find...
humans always got to be at the last line of defense, no question, because AI hallucinates. AI literally hallucinates. I put in two IDIs in the same chat, or actually in different chats about two completely different things, and it was like cross bringing shit over from like how many rack spaces do you want it to be? I'm like, it's a headphone monitor. We didn't talk about rack spaces.
But my favorite was, so he got me into using, I can't even remember what AI service it is, but he got ChatGPT to write a prompt for this other AI service to get the best prompt possible for this AI service to create a picture. It was one of the most meta things I've ever seen in my life, having ChatGPT write a prompt for another. It was wicked. But yeah, it's not going anywhere, and it's also not as big of a deal as people think. It's the same thing as the printing press. It's the same thing as every other massive, it's like
any technology,
radio.
Any technology, there's going to be an ethical and then a not ethical way to use it too. There are applications where AI is saving people a lot of misery in their day jobs. Shit like summarizing dumb meetings, right? I don't want to waste my day doing that. And so the fact that AI can do that for me and it doesn't care is awesome.
You can set up a phone. You just put your phone in the middle of a meeting and you turn on to script, and you don't need somebody taking notes from the meeting.
Voice memos
so
in
nice.
iPhone.
Yeah.
Voice memos does that now. It auto transcripts.
It's so awesome.
Yep.
Catastrophe. This is a good question. Do small diaphragm mics like the Lewitt 240 Pro have any drawbacks compared to large diaphragms like the 440 Pure? No. Just hold on. Just let me clarify before you jump on me. It's not drawbacks per se. It's use case, and like they're two different tools. It's like using a sheet metal hammer versus a ball peen hammer for the same job. They're two different tools. So drawbacks isn't the right word. Using a pencil mic will have drawbacks because that has more niche use, but something that's just like a 0.6 of an inch, I don't think the drawback is the right word. Okay, Dylan, now you can jump in.
Well, and again, I agree. Drawbacks is not the right word. There are differences.
Yes, big time.
There are differences. Generally speaking, a small diaphragm is much more flat and neutral. Than like on sources that you want to capture just a kind of a very naked, non-colored image of whatever that source is, you usually go for small diaphragm SDC, small diaphragm condensers. Large diaphragm condensers have more, I'll call it meat to the to the sound. Obviously, there's a smoothness there in the kind of, especially in the lows. I guess in a way, large diaphragms are like a, if you're on a spectrum between like a 58 and or like an SM7B and then a full-on like an SDC, like a KM184 by Neumann, I would say large diaphragm condensers are like 2/3 of the way towards SDC with a little bit of the warmth and kind of non-linearity of, not really non-linearity, but different frequency response, like a dynamic.
Yeah. And like, if you buy something like this, what is this good for? Something that has a lot of transients, that like you want to capture sharp transients, which is the crack of a mic, which that just actually canceled out on my because of StreamYards, but the crack of a drum.
I heard that pretty loud actually.
Okay, sorry. The crack of a drum, the attack of a guitar. That is a big one.
Yeah. Like a big thing from mic and snare drum is like, obviously you might put a mic on the top, a mic on the bottom, but one guy I used to work with got me onto this thing where he's like, double mic the top, put a 57 and a pencil mic. And get both of those kind of blended together with the an SM7B on the bottom. Which some people laugh at that.
I like the attack of a guitar. Like when I hear, like you hear a lot of the a lot of social media guitarists, some of the really incredible guitarists, especially when they have a high attack on their guitar, whether they're doing percussive on the guitar or whatever. If you want to really make that stuff pop out, you use something with a smaller diaphragm, and it really does well.
Well, even shotgun mics are just really horny pencil mics.
Yeah.
But pencil mics with an interference tube sticking out of them.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I get the NTG8 coming, and I'm so excited.
There's some
Things
Dylan
like
picked
this
up some
fucking
toys.
long.
Yeah, Dylan picked up some toys. We're gonna have some fun reviewing some of that stuff,
Yeah.
and they're going to be ridiculous
Yeah,
reviews.
because there's stuff that like I'm never gonna use this for. Well, I'm gonna use it, but not for anything that it was built to be used for.
Yeah.
This is something that's meant for like broadcast. Like you're a decent amount away from the target.
Oh, I can't wait. We're football gaming that shit.
Yeah, you want to catch the bat crack at a baseball game? Put a couple of these pointed at the pitcher mound.
Catastrophe. Does SM57 presidents use different than what the Shure SM57 to normal people? Nope. Not different at all.
It does have the little head on it, the screen.
AWS5 or AW as something like that.
I
There's
like
also
the look
big,
of it
thick
with
one.
the. I like the
I.
one that they use. It
Yeah.
looks cool.
It looks pretty. Gear Junkie 35. How's it going, brother? Good day, audio miscreants. Hope it's been a great week for you. It's been pretty good. For me, Dylan, I think has had a rougher time, but that's okay.
It's not crazy. I mean, it's not the worst week of my life or anything, but it's been it's one of those weeks. I don't know. Everybody has these every once in a while, right? Where you just feel like you're always behind whatever's happening, so you feel like you're trying to play catch up.
I got ahead 2 weeks ago. I was drowning, and then I got ahead last week and this week, and I finally felt like because I started a new podcast with a buddy of mine. We're literally just feeling it out and trying to get the flow. It's a sports-based podcast, which is way outside of both of our kind of
glitching.
comfort zones. And so we're both trying to feel it out before we do much with it. But yeah, my Wednesdays were rough before that. So the Cross You Out podcast, I found the channel about a month ago. I was trying to find an XLR mic because I'm using the Hollyland Lark M2 for my podcast, but I really want to move up in the audio world, still looking for a mic. I mean, great place for it. If you want to find a decent mic, I will tell you this, whatever mic you're going to get doesn't matter. Get a mic that you like. If you're using a microphone on camera, and that's what you're worried about is the visual perspective of said microphone, it doesn't matter as much as you think it's going to matter. Learn how to treat the audio. So if you're going from something like this, the Rode Wireless Micro or the Lark M2, I've got the M2S, the difference in sound quality is going to be vast. So like if you're not worried about looks, go buy a couple SM58s and just go to town. And you will have a great microphone that you can turn around and sell on the used market if you don't like it. But it doesn't really matter. In the end, you just got to learn how to treat your audio, and don't go too cheap on the mic.
Don't go. At least go for a tried and true, like a 58 or a Rode M2 or a Mackie EM89. Shameless plug.
The EM89D, decent microphone actually. I have not used the Rode M2 yet. They have the M1 and the M2.
Yeah, the M2's coming. I know you wanted to check the M1. I don't know. It's a good mic.
You didn't need it, but the problem
I have so many handhelds. That's the problem.
Fuck, dude. This whole drawer. I know you can't really see this. This whole drawer behind me is all handheld microphones, and it's full. Like if I had the ability to outfit a band, like I was hoping one of my kids was going to get into a band. Like I could do a big band at this stage. So like the reason I haven't gotten a Rode M1 is because to go spend money on another handheld mic is psychotic. Like it's just the EM89D came along, and I'm like, great, it's a great microphone, but I'm not going to use it. I don't use handheld microphones very often. Unless, Dylan, do you want to do something that we need to use our handheld mics? Is there anything you can do, like start a band? Or, no.
We always say
Neither
that.
of us
It's like
have-
every time. Yeah.
Neither of us have time.
Nope.
Dimebag, Darren, how's it going, brother? Everything's good.
So good.
Photo says, I'm playing catch up this weekend, so I'm with you on that, Dylan.
I get you. Yeah.
Actually, still playing catch up while listening to you guys. Yeah, I hear you. It's been, there's a lot happening going into Christmas, and this channel usually goes a little nuts.
That G on going, ooh.
Was it?
That was a you popped that G.
Oh,
There was like there was like a mouth click, like a super pronounced one, like right up that it was like a
You are welcome. Your misophonia is welcome. Yeah, this gear up towards Christmas is usually pretty nuts.
brutal. Yeah.
I'm not prepared for it this year, but I mean, also
neither.
it's kind of fun. So, I think all in all, it's just a matter of like ride the wave. When you're doing content, there's no out. So, I mean, it's just going to be what it is. I like to try to get 2 videos out a week during December. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I need to delegate some work at some point soon. I'm hoping before February, we'll see. What happened to Blue Microphones as a brand? They basically got absorbed by Logitech, and Logitech isn't going to be too keen on pushing another brand. I mean, that's just all it is. They're just internally using the tech that they acquired.
Yeah, they're using the
prop up their
intellectual property of that.
I have a Rode M2, not bad, but a bit noisy. The SM58 is cheaper, and you can add a Fed head.
Yeah, well, it's a condenser. I'm not shocked. I just got it because I've never had a handheld condenser before, so I'm like, that'd be fun little toy to have in the toolbox and make with.
As for whether or not they acquired it just for the Blue Yeti, kind of. They acquired it for the clout of the Blue Yeti and the IP, the tech.
Yeah, the research. Yeah, the research that they've done.
Yeah, to put into their own product. And most companies that buy other companies are doing that.
Yeah,
it's
man. Like,
part of the integration process.
Being inside Rode and inside Mackie, like, we have a massive repository of over the years research. Even just my time with the company, I have so many documents that I've done, like investigatory documents, talking to customers and testing stuff out and numbers, and like if somebody buys us, they get access to all of that stuff. So it's a huge incentive for companies to want to gobble up other companies.
Photo Elite, have you guys seen the neat King B2? I did a review on it some time back. I saw Tom Buck doing a review, and it looks so fun. It's actually a nice sounding microphone. I really like the sound of it. It's fucking massive. The thing is, and when I did the review, I noted how big it was, and I was like, oh, this thing's big. And every time I used it post, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, I still love the sound of it. I just can't justify the size. So yeah, but it is a great sounding mic, not gonna lie. The Movie Thieves, I thought companies give you whatever you ask for to review. To a degree, you don't like I've learned a very valuable lesson from Zoom, and that is I don't like asking for gear unless I'm sure the review is going to be good. And I need to clarify that, because I know there's a lot of people going, what? You don't want to... It's not about appealing to the company. It's when you ask for product and then you turn around and you have to sewer the product because it was bad. And like, I had the conversation with Zoom, and they're like, we would have preferred a little bit more conversation before. And that's fair, actually. Like, I can't fault them on saying that. Like, dude, could you have given us a heads up? Because I asked for the product. I said, hey guys, send me all 3. And they sent me all 3. And then but it is also still my job to, if I see something I don't like, or I think that a product is a money grab, I have to say it. I can't pull punches on that, and I never will. So for me to ask for a product and then turn around and do a gut punch to the company is a little backhanded on my part. I would rather purchase a product if that's the case. So yes, they will give you whatever you ask for review for the most part. But I'm now no longer like, there's the odd thing I reach out and say, hey, I want this. Can you send it to me? But I usually have a pretty good indicator that I'm not going to be mad about the product. I'm not reaching out to Behringer to try out their mics. Let's just say that. Behringer XM8500 and Fafine K699D are good mics. The only thing I'll say about that Dimebag is Fafine, Mono, all of those, I still struggle with their quality control. So that's the only thing I would caution when you're talking about those. Okay, so we're gonna have to go in a few seconds. I see Dylan's actually was still working, I think. Why do iPhone mics sound so good? Is because Apple applies audio processing, or because the microphones themselves are high quality? Both. The microphones are actual Apple designed.
Yeah, so a little bit of it's not so much about that Apple designed them or that they're amazing, fantastic quality microphones, although they are. The technology of mics that most phones use is a technology called MEMS. MEMS microphone, micro electromechanical system. And it's a type of condenser mic, actually. Most phones, believe it or not, have a condenser mic as their main kind of element. The reason phone calls sound like shit is because the phone system is shit. The actual hardware on the device, if you've got just a lossless recording app, actually sounds half decent. Issue is you can't control the preamp of it. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
So if you want to yell into your phone mic, you can't.
What I'll say is that Apple has done a lot with the audio processing and the AI processing of audio on their microphones. And I was doing a thing, I think it was with these, and like try to make, and there's a video coming out, try and make your lavalier mics really pop. And you can do this. You can make these sound fantastic. And so I was comparing my phone audio by talking into it like this to the audio from this, and I realized the audio from your phone is actually on par with this, but that's holding your phone right here. It's not sitting on, it's actually close up. But when you actually record a voice memo with your phone right here, it sounds fucking fantastic. So yeah, it is a lot. Apple's done a lot of work with that stuff. Bloody Cactus, I don't think I've seen you in a while. Cheers, brother. Beresford, if your microphone is getting bigger and bigger, you might need to put it on a diet. Yeah, stop rubbing it. Brett Spinner of Tales, new here. I'm trying to get D&D live show running. Cool.
Nice.
What would you say is the bare minimum I would need to make that work? I have so many questions. Brett, the answers you need to start are 1, how many people? 2, what is the environment? Like, there's so many. On a basically 4 people, are you like, to be perfectly honest, like if you got 2 people, like usually a wireless setup is probably your best bet. If you have more, D&D live show. Dylan, nice. What would you say about something like that? Like, it all depends on your environment and stuff like that.
I think the problem is there's a lot of stuff in D&D, like just in terms of acoustic obstacles, not so much obstacles, but reflective surfaces. You'd have to be a little strategic about that. If you could, I mean, this is going to sound super basic, but just start out to try to treat. If you could have a table with a cloth on it, that is a good start. Yeah. Ideally a thicker cloth if you can manage it without it getting too, unstable. And then just room treatment. Get directional mics, mics that are fairly directional. And when I say room treatment, like, I don't know, put some kind of a fabric on the wall,
or just I don't know. Put anything on the wall.
Anything, like, yeah.
A bookshelf is room treatment.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding you.
Because the thing is we look at like absorption coefficient, right? So a low absorption coefficient is something that absorbs a lot of sound, and a higher efficient is something that reflects a lot of sound. I might have that backwards.
I think you do.
I think I had that backwards. Anyway, so you want something that has a low reflectivity or has a lot of non-parallelness to it. Like, I've got a picture frame over here, and it's got a bit of a dado cut on the on the frame of it, and that is non-parallel with the wall, so it's scattering sound waves in different directions. It's diffusing, which is some of what you want in a space. But there's like you don't have to buy crazy panels and shit to do that. There's other ways that you can achieve some of the same effects. And so I don't know, just have a think about the space. Get directional mics. Invest in low-profile mic stands because you're going to want to have that shit not get in the way.
It depends if you're doing camera work too. Like, dude, there's so many different variables for what should I do. The biggest variable is how many people are playing. If you've got 6 people playing, your best bet is to run at least a 6-channel mixer, 6 XLRs.
Yeah, well, and I would say at that point, anything for me over 4 people, you want to have an auto mixer of some kind, something that will kind of gain manage for you. So if somebody's not talking, it kills their mic. If 2 people are talking, it'll bring them both down so that you're not clipping. Like you want like a Dugan style. You know, it's kind of like when people are doing like the United Nations, like a 22-person panel. Somebody isn't necessarily sitting there riding the fucking faders. They have a Dugan style, like Alan and Heath has a version of it, Yamaha has a version of it, where it'll just kind of manage, it'll do gain sharing with a bunch of other...
I really want to get that Yamaha, man.
Which one? The DM?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you do. It's like $8,000.
So we got a bunch. We got to go in a second here, but I'm going to get a couple off. The Movie Thieves, I thought I'd get to review a Ferrari and get to keep it. That never happens. Hello, it's Jade1. Hi, Jade.
Hello.
Do you get to keep the product after reviewing? 99% of the time, yes. And it's not a get to keep. I will caution anybody thinking that there's a glamour in getting a bunch of product all the time. There's not. It's actually probably the biggest hindrance of having a channel like this. I have so many handheld microphones that they just take up space. I spend money housing all
the
this
free
product.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the free shit. What do you do? If somebody sent me right now a $5,000 microphone,
you remember?
Everyone else is like, oh, that's amazing. That's an expensive microphone. I use this mic. It's the MKH416. It's my main mic. I love this microphone. A $5,000 mic won't do me any good. So the $5,000 mic's going to sit and there's no value to it. And then everyone says, well, you can sell it. God damn, if you thought you could sell a microphone nowadays, nobody buys microphones. The only microphones I can sell are SM58s. The only ones, because everyone uses them, musicians.
No, the only way is if you know a buddy that wants a mic and you can pawn it to. But as far as expecting to jump on eBay and it's a sea of microphones.
Like an RE20 I can sell.
Yeah.
I can sell an RE20.
You could probably sell a U87. I would recommend.
Yeah. You'd probably get taken to the cleaners
or an MKH 416 or there are mics that have good resale value. The SM7, right? There's another one that will fetch you.
Honestly, Andrew's here. Hey, Andrew.
Hey.
Also, media as you get older, hearing range reduces, changes. How does this physically reality change the career path of an audio? Oh, okay. I'll actually get Andrew's here.
That is a can of worms.
We'll move on after Andrew's. Welcome to the live stream, Andrew. So as you get older, your hearing range changes. So you start with 20 hertz, 20 kilohertz. Most people start with a little bit more. And I think I'm down to 16 kilohertz. Ooh. And yeah.
I mean, for your age though, that's actually not bad.
I'm way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And I haven't tested my low range in a while, but from what I didn't have any problems with the low range 2 years ago. So I don't know what it's at now. How does this physical reality change the career path of an audio engineer or design professional as they age? Dylan.
I mean, you have to kind of, I think number one is you have to be aware, right? So you need to be doing ear training constantly, sort of try to be in tune with your perceptive loss. It's funny, man. I tested relatives and stuff where I would play a tone and be like, can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
And I had one relative who was down to 9 kilohertz.
Oh.
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's so much. That's half. But then what I did is I said, okay, let me play a song in a DAW and roll off at 9. Honestly, it doesn't sound as ridiculous as you would think. You're still getting most of the useful shit. You're just not getting all the air. But you're still like,
Yeah.
you can hear what a guitar sounds like clear as day. You know,
Anything
you
north-
can hear, you know, the harmonics in a person's voice. Most of stuff that is useful. Now, if you filter out everything from anything north of like 15 or above, I would say is like not gonna notice. And so like again, that stuff. Nowadays we have so many like RTA tools and you know, digital monitoring things. Like when I master a track, I have an RTA on the output, like a high resolution real time analyzer. That's job is to tell me what the frequency has got going on, and I have a kind of a curve or like a range of a curve that I, you know, aim to kind of be within in each of the mix quadrants, as it were. And so even when I'm not able to necessarily hear the highs anymore, like it's shit above 12 or 14, and I listen to stuff all the time, so it's going to happen. You know, it's inevitable. It's just when. And I'm, you know, that stuff that I can't hear, I'm going to rely on that, again, that curve to tell me, okay, I at least want to know that it's not obnoxious. So that the people that can hear that stuff, it's not going to rip their head off. But as far as like, me being able to hear it, I think most people, if you treat your ears decently well, you'll be able to hear most of the useful content, you know, which I would say is up to 10K and, you know.
Like you look at a guy like Rick Rubin, I mean, he can't have better hearing than me at his age, yet I would still trust him to run an album off before me. And
well, even
you're right,
like I
the
saw
stuff north of 10K is fun.
Rick Beato did an interesting video for anyone that doesn't know. Rick Beato is like a music audio technology, but in a very music focused world. YouTuber I've been following him for a long time. He did an episode with this guy, a musician that he interviewed who had perfect pitch. And you know, it was interesting for me to hear because I also have perfect pitch, and he was saying how as he has aged, his perfect pitchness has flattened. So now in his head, what he pictures as an E is actually a little like 20 cents flatter than what an actual E is. And it's across the, like, it's consistently, everything is like 20 cents flatter, like 20 hundredths of a semitone flatter.
Yeah. That's weird.
And I'm like, that is weird. Like just, I don't know how age and just the evolution and maturing of the brain affects stuff like that.
Yeah. Hassan. Then we're going to go, hello from Australia. I didn't know you were in Australia, Hassan.
And Australia.
It's been a while since I joined the live stream. Cheers. Welcome back, by the way. Hard to wake up by 9 a.m. on a Saturday. Come on. You do not have children.
If Peter Friedman can do it.
Yeah. There's a new firmware update for Rodecaster Video, but no way to see the release notes. I think I noticed that last time. Dylan put in a request. We need release notes, or at least usable. I can't remember where you get them. I'll have to look into that. That's actually a great question.
I might ask a question too and just see.
Yeah.
'Cause there's times where I updated my Rodecaster app the other week and I'm like, I don't know what this update is for.
Neither do I. Yeah, I did the exact same thing. So, but we got to go. It's almost 6:30, guys. Thank you very much for coming out. Yeah, I know this is a long one, but we'll be here next week, provided Dylan has a good week, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.
Later.